Hey guys, hope everyone's doing well. Today I want to talk to you about a power station. In the past I've done some videos on power stations. I've focused mainly on Jackeries as what I've had up until this point. I did a video once on how long the Jackery would run my ARB fridge and done some other videos. But today I want to talk about Bluetti. The unit in particular I want to talk about is the EB55. True transparency here. I was in communication with Bluetti. They agreed to send me a unit at no charge for me to evaluate it. I did evaluate it. I like it. I thought it was worthy of putting it out on my channel and giving you a full review. I'm always going to be honest about these reviews, and if it's a product I just don't care for, I'm just not going to do the review, and I'll send the product back if it was sent to me at no charge. But in this case, I do like the product. There are some pros and cons, and I'll do a little bit of a comparison with the Jackeries, but I'm going to focus mainly on the features of the Bluetti. So with that said, let's get started. Okay guys, we're going to go over some of the basics first before we get into the details. So let's look at the size first. This thing is about 11 by 8 by 8. It's about 16.5 pounds. So it's a good medium size unit. The battery is a 537 watt hour battery. It's a lithium phosphate battery. The 537 is the capacity. The lithium phosphate is the technology behind it. My Jackeries are lithium ion. This is lithium phosphate. The difference basically is the cycle life is better on lithium phosphate. My Jackeries have something like a 500 to 600 cycle life to get to 80% capacity before it's down to 80%. Meaning that you could cycle these things, you can deplete them and recharge them 500 or 600 times before you lose about 20% of its capacity. Okay, the lithium phosphate has about 5 times that cycle life. So this unit comes with a 2,500 cycle life to it before it's 80% of capacity. So that's great, that's definitely an improvement, but reality is that, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm not going to cycle these probably that often. It's going to take years to get to that point, even at 800 or 600 or whatever the Jackeries are. So it's good to have more, but probably in my case, by the time I've reached 500, 600, 700 cycles, the technology may have changed by then and I'm using something else. But anyway, more is better. It's definitely a plus. The other thing about lithium phosphate is it runs cooler in warm temperatures, so that's a plus in itself. So that alone is a good reason. I'm sure there's some other benefits. I'm not an expert at this. Please leave comments, if you would, on other benefits to lithium phosphate. Okay, great. The other basics here is the way the unit is designed. It has a flat top on it opposed to a hard handle, which allows you to stack this thing and store it a little easier. And the handle is foldable to go out to be placed out of the way and pops up for carrying. So that's a plus. Because it has this flat top, it has the convenience of a 15-watt wireless charging system for your phone. So that's a big plus. That's great. The fan system on this to keep it cool is pretty good. It actually pulls through in one direction. So one side pulls in, the other one blows out. So it's a very efficient way of keeping the system cool. So that's it as far as the specs. The other thing I would say on the unit is the efficiency is really high as well. When we say 537 watt hours, that's what's advertised, and they all have a certain efficiency attached to that. This one actually is about 89%. So of that 537, you're going to get about 478 watt hours actual for DC, and I think AC is just slightly below that. So actually, that's very good for the industry. So 89%, 88% efficiency on this unit. So another bonus there. So that's great. So anyway, that's the basics. Now let's dig into the details. All right, so here we go. Let's talk about inputs first. Okay, as far as the inputs go, there's two inputs on this unit. One is an 8mm, which is designed for the 110 volt charger in your home. It's rated at a maximum of 200 watts. And then the other one is an XT60 input that is used for either the car charger or a solar panel. So that's where you'd plug that in. The total for both is 400 watts max to charge this unit. If you're maximizing the entire 400 watts, you can charge this unit in about 2 hours. Each side, if you're at about 200 watts, it's about a little over 3 hours. So pretty good quick charging, not bad at all. So I'd say that's a plus for this unit. As far as outputs go, you've got your DC outputs. You've got 13 outputs total on this unit. One, as I mentioned earlier, is the 15-watt wireless charger on top. You've got on your DC outlets, outputs, you've got your typical carport type charger, 12 volt, 10 amps, regulated at 13.3, which is pretty typical on most good units these days. Make sure that that output is regulated. That's very important. And then here you get these two barrel connectors. They're referred to as 1521 units. I'm not familiar with these. I don't know what they do for you, what you can plug into those. If you know and can enlighten me, please do so in the comments. I'd like to know. I really don't know what those are used for. I've never had those before. Down here, you've got some other DC outputs. You've got USB outputs. You've got your quick charge USB-C, 100 watt. That's great, very quick charge. Then you got your USB A's, which, some people really throw off on these. I like the fact there's 4 of them. I don't always have to charge things very quickly. A lot of times I'll plug things in overnight, have them charged up by in the morning. These are fine. I'm just happy to have so many of them so I can plug in many at the same time. Because you can use all these outputs simultaneously if need be. So that's it for the DC. AC, you've got 4 100 to 120 volt outputs here. This thing has a pretty good inverter. It's a pure sine wave inverter, which all good units have these days. It can handle up to 700 watts. Actually, it can handle a little more than that, but that's what it's rated to, with a 1400 watt surge. So it's the same inverter that is used on the larger unit. But not bad. Not their best, but definitely a good inverter, especially for this price. So that's it on these, on the inputs and outputs of the unit. The display shows you your input wattage, your output wattage, and your capacity at that time. So a decent display here. One other thing on the back, which usually I don't care for, but this time I think they did a really good job with this, is the light. They've got a nice larger diffused light here that has couple different brightnesses here, 3, and then it's got a SOS and an off. So not bad. It's a pretty good thing to have a light on these in case you're getting up in the middle of the night and just know that there's a light there. You don't have to look for your flashlight. But that one, I will say, is a more usable light than the units I've had experience with in the past. So that's it in a nutshell. This is the Bluetti EB55. Great unit, highly recommend it. I think the quality is great. You know how I am about quality. And like I said, I would recommend it. Now, let's talk a little bit about the cons. The display. The display is fine itself, but I do not like the 20% levels as far as your capacity that's left. I would rather have percentages like on the Jackery. That is something I think that they should change on this unit. Because if you're getting down to, and you're showing 40%, you don't know if that's 40% or 21%. And all of a sudden it could change and you're showing 20, in a matter of minutes. So that I'm not really fond of, but it's not a deal breaker for me. I think this is still a great unit. That's it really, all I can think of. It's very durable. It's made out of the same ABS plastic that most of them are made out of. And so far, what little bit of abuse, which not a whole lot I've put it through, I think it's going to hold up just fine. So again, the Bluetti EB55, I think it's a great unit. Okay guys, so that's the EB55 from Bluetti. Like I said, the pros, there's so much I like about this unit. The cons are very few. One con I didn't mention before is in the wall charger, it does have a fan in it, and the fan runs continuously. As long as it's plugged into the wall, it runs. I'm not sure why they do that, if that's a problem with overheating. But and it's not too loud, but it's about, I think it's around 55 decibels or so, which the unit itself runs at about the same noise level. But again, this runs continuously. So if you plug it in, and once it's charged, the fan's gonna keep running on this wall charger. So again, just a minor thing in my opinion. The other things you get with this unit is the cable for the solar panel, and also the cable for the car charger. So it's great. You don't have to buy these things separately. It comes with the price of the unit, which MSRP right now is $499. There's some discount codes out there, but it's a great unit for the money. And the fact that it has the cables with it just makes that value even better. But again, good quality unit. You know how I am about quality. I love to purchase quality products. I'm willing to pay for it. In this case, I think this is a high quality product at a really good price. So that's the best of both worlds. So that's it. Hey, please like and subscribe if you got a little bit out of this video. We're looking forward to doing more videos in the future. We took a little bit of a break, and we look forward to getting into a lot of things on overlanding and a little bit of homesteading. We relocated out in the country, and looking forward to doing some other videos that are related to overlanding on the homesteading side of things. So please leave any comments. I love getting your comments and suggestions and answering any questions that you may have. I really get a lot out of that, and I learn a lot, probably as much as you may learn from me. So please do so, and please like and subscribe. We look forward to doing more videos in the future. And until then, have a great time out there.